Hi there, welcome back to the Roundtable. I'm your host Steven, and I'm here with
Gio.
back in the theaters. And today we're going to go see Monkey Man. Would you like to go first, my friend?
Yeah, because you did all the introduction right away, so I gotta do the rest. Okay, so Monkey Man on Rotten Tomatoes got 98%, and for the fans coming out and everything, the audience is 93%. So director and the main actor
And
is
writer. Writer too. It's the story.
Yeah, he did everything completely. It's Dev Patel, and then after the one who's playing the how do you call the hooker prostitute call girl, whose name is Sita. It's Hita Duli Pala. Yeah, I'm not Hindu.
I'm glad you're saying these names.
Yeah, then the police guy, the chief, his name is Rana. It's Sikandar Kher. And then there's Nella, which is the mother, which is Adithi Kalihuniti. And the queen, or the one that I told him was because she's an attitude, a character. I go, this is my future wife. This is my future wife. And he's looking at me crooked. I'm just pulling your leg. His name is Hashiwi Ni Kalisikar. Okay, phew. Now I know I pronounced all of them wrong. I know that. Don't call me beep beep beep, Gio. So anyways, so I kind of agree with them. And here's the funny part. The poster of Monkey Man reminds me of a lot, of what's called John Wick. And even there's a one part when the guy's looking for the gun, and he's going, this gun is here. I got it from, it looks exactly like the John Wick gun, that's made in China. So it's like, the reference is already there as it is. Now, for me, the movie, I agree with the audience, and I'm between the Rotten Tomato and the audience, okay? And certain point, it's an action flick. It's realistic. The actor,
Dave Patel?
Yeah. He was a slumdog millionaire. Now I remember when I watched that movie, I was thankful of my life. You see the lower life people how they live, and you're like, wow, these people there's some of them are happy, they're living a life like that, and they're not complaining. Well, us we have 20 times more than they do, and we're complaining. We're going through a depression. People going through a depression. Life sucks and everything. And here you see this guy's life, when he's playing his life, he's sleeping in a room full of people on the floor. Their feet is not far from his head, and he doesn't know who the heck they are. It's very realistic. To me, I'll put it this way, okay? Think of Oliver Twist. It was in England, the 18th century, where the poor were completely poor and the rich were filthy rich. That's how this country is. And then think if Bruce Wayne was him and lived in India. His parents get killed, right? And then he wants a revenge. And he wants that. But the reason he's brought up differently, he has a revenge fetish on this thing, okay? And the whole story, I like it a lot because when he's a Monkey Man, and you always see like, okay, why is this guy going to be such a big warrior and everything? He's fighting on the ring and he's always losing, but the last fight he has before when he comes his comeback is he wants to lose because he's peeved off at himself that he's still alive and his mother passed away and he finds he doesn't deserve to be alive. And then he gets the help from this sanctuary with all transvestite people, different point of view of life and everything, and they kind of made open his eyes, go, look, you're important, you have a purpose. And that's was turnaround. So when he went back, he was there with a vengeful. I love when the little kid goes in there, he brings in the bag, goes on Monkey Man, and he comes back with a lot of money. And there's a lot of look in this movie. There's a lot of reality in there that in that third world country, there are kids in that place doing those jobs that normally men or people over here they do them. Okay, and it's that kind of world. It's a harsh world. You live that kind of life, or you just simply go in the corner and die because you have no choice. So there's a lot of a reality kick in on this movie. I mean, you cheering for the guy, but at the same time, I'm in my theater. I'm so thankful of my life. But besides the movie, there's one part I was thinking I was going a bit too Hollywood because he goes into the fortress of where all the killers is, where everybody is, the politicians, and all these kind of things. And so he's hitting all these bouncers, guards, and everything. And I'm like, take a goddamn bloody gun. No, he takes knife, all this kind of thing. I go, you're going to a war zone and you're not carrying a gun? So it's like, to me, it's like, I go, okay, this is going like John Wick, and the last one it gets over exaggerated. So all of a sudden he's fine, this and that, okay, and normally you're supposed to be out of breath like that. So I go, okay, I'll let it be. And then all of a sudden these elevators open and there's like almost 24 guys, bouncers, killers, warriors, who you want to call them, and he's ready to fight them. He goes, nah, don't you want guns now, you know? So to me, it goes, at that point it would have been like he had a gun and he's like, and the police chief, he's like taking an elevator going away. That's what he should have said. He goes, okay, who cares? Throws grenades, whatever, this and that, and starts shooting them, and then he runs them off. That's what I would have done. But what saved this movie is the reinforcements, which I'm not going to say more than that. That's what saved the movie. It's like, okay, now it sounds more good. But he didn't know he had reinforcement. So to me, that's extremely important. That was the part, example, like if this guy was a fighter, whatever, warrior, or so-called cheap version of Bruce Wayne, I go, okay, now you're a don't, because you should carry every weapon you can because you don't know if you ever need those weapons. So overall, I liked it. Near the end, there's another thing I would have added, my Geo version, because he had the thumb of the madam there, that I thought you were going to the safe, get all the paperwork of all the illegal things, like probably had all the illegal information of the politician and the church and this and that, and you see him putting on a newspaper place, and he puts it there for all the evidence to clean everybody's information. But no, it just ends kind of dang, you know? So I would have done that, things like that. So he clears his name, and everybody else who they thought they were guilty, clean everybody's names and restructure the whole thing, kind of sense, you know? So my take, yeah, go see the theater. We went cheap one night. I loved it. I was very happy with it. So Steven, it's your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna say when I first saw the trailer, I was so hooked on this thing. This looked like a John Wick movie.
Yeah.
Different world though, third world country version. I was in. You get in there, they kind of show the reality of the situation, which I wasn't ready for. And I think as Patel, as the director, didn't find the balance between the Hollywood revenge movie and the real life struggles of the people. I thought there was an imbalance. It didn't flow well enough for me. So I think that's because of his inexperience as a director. It's still a good story. I wanted to love this movie a whole lot more. I liked it, I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I thought I was gonna come out here saying, this is like now like the best movie right now for me. I'm going crazy, can't get enough of this. I'm glad I saw it in the theater, but I will probably never like buy the Blu-ray or have this into my collection. It's not something I'm gonna go back to multiple times in my lifetime. I wanted to love it, but I liked it instead.
Do you think maybe you went in there too much expecting, because there was too much comparison with John Wick?
Exactly.
Too much.
So I was thinking it's going to be strictly a John Wick type story. I like that element that he brought in, the
fourth section, the third world.
the third world country, their struggles. I'm glad it should be brought to light, man. But the way the commercial looked, I didn't think I was going to get that. So
Big commercial look.
Well, the trailers. Trailers didn't really do that, and I think Patel, as a first-time director, I think was overreaching on some things. He didn't find the right balance between the reality of the situation and the kind of the over-the-top action sequences. So it kind of didn't work all the way for me. There's certain points where I'm going, like I said, I wanted to love it. I still like this movie, don't get me wrong. I didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to love it.
I thought because if you put too much emphasis on the poverty of, because you see the poverty of people, right? And they're living like really, like anywhere in Canada, States, there's nothing that's close to them. And then when you go to the rich zone, holy crap! It's like Vegas kind of sense. It's so fake, it's so beautiful. Then you see the garage, all these beautiful cars and everything. It's because in there it's too much black and white. But the thing is, the movie, he cannot emphasize too much on the poverty section kind of sense of India. He does show, remember TV, he shows people getting beaten up, there's a politicians and this. So he has to show a bit of it, saying like, there's a lot of people living in that world. He lived in that world, but in the country, because they wanted to escape the city life. And even there, they weren't safe from politician and rich money hunger people there. So, and except for I agree with you, Steven, because I enjoyed it because I got cheap one night.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Now, if me and Steven went there and he told me one of his friends he went to a movie, it cost him over to $22,
Yeah, 20, 23, 24 bucks.
will my opinion change that I know I have $22 less in my pocket? See, that's where I kind of agree with him in a certain sense. But a cheapo night,
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
I'm good with it. I'm good with
It's
it.
a no-brainer.
But I wanted to love this movie, like I said. When after I saw the trailer, I said, "Oh, looks really like something." I'm
Too
gonna
much
s-
like what?
John Wick.
There you go.
And I think, and I'm glad he brought to light the situation that country is in and everything. But I just think it wasn't. There was the balance wasn't there for me. Again, it went over the top action, then goes back to this harsh reality, and
Well,
just,
that's the thing. 'Cause
but
he's
it,
not-
but it didn't flow right for me some points.
But
that's it.
think of this way. Okay, look.
It's still a good movie.
Here's
Don't
the
get me
part.
wrong, it's still a good movie.
When they stole the woman, Madam's the purse there, right?
Yeah.
Okay? With the transaction, how it went.
Yeah.
From people you will never think they're involved. An innocent woman, kids, really young kid. And I think this guy probably knows, but that's the way it is. Because if you look through the alley, you're looking at it and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of life they live. And we're complaining over here. It's like most people who have a 1.5 to them over there. It's like a mansion kind of sense. So it's like he shows a bit to say, goes, look, that's the kind of life he lives through. He made it probably like he didn't want to emphasize too much the movie on that, because he's just like the movie is about him. That he has to he has to cleanse the past,
Yeah,
find a purpose, and go for that purpose.
yeah.
And
No, it's like I said, it's a good movie. It's just I thought I was gonna love this thing a whole lot more. Like we went to go see Dune 2. I knew I was gonna like it, for sure. But I came out of the theater like this is why we go to the movies, right? And I was like a little kid again. This I enjoyed it.
And-
I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not the movie I thought it was gonna be that I would love. Like I thought I would come out here going, you have to go run and see this movie. No.
because here's the thing, I think that which I can agree. Like Dune, the reason I like Dune #2 right away more than before is the jokes, the little he's the Messiah, he's so humble and this and that. That what made me like Dune a lot. There's this little common sense that these people are, besides being warriors, they have a sense of humor kind of sense. Okay, this one over here, for example, it's like he's too serious throughout the whole movie, and sometimes you're like okay, there's a point when he freeze frames and he goes to the past. You go, what's the thing? What's this and that? So it's kind of like I kind of agree the way it's with Steven. I kind of agree with myself, but for me, cheapo night,
Yeah, I'll agree with
you
you,
jump
cheapo
out of that with joy. $22 or more than cheapo night, it's like to each their own. If you're an action flick crazy person, okay, this movie, let's put it this way. It's an India version of John Wick. Point finale. And do not go in there compared it to John Wick like some people do over here, because I didn't. But at the same time, I kind of, when I seen that, I go, oh my God, this reminds, because I found out that it was once was watching TV. It goes, yeah, so your big presentation in Hollywood was Slumdog Millionaire. And I go, that's where. And then I started remembering that movie that I find it, my stomach was twisting, that I didn't complain for so many months of my life. That I was happy with it. So some way it is a positive movie. So to me, I kind of find, look, cheapo night you can't go wrong. I'm not gonna. If you're an action flick fanatic that you want action big time, then your price is whatever. Go for it. But cheapo night you can't go wrong with that. You still?
I want to be cheap all night for sure.
Yeah.
I think I would have a hard time. I think we paid $24 if we went downtown. I think
I don't want to go there thinking about that.
I think I'd be a little disappointed.
Or I would want the movie more details, more longer, more like as I said, Steven.
I wanted more.
Yeah.
There's something that was didn't.
There was too
but
much.
But again, it's like I said, it's his first directorial debut. Excuse me. Hooked on Phonics has failed. I think for that he may have perhaps overreached in the story for him as a first-time director.
I think at a certain point, if it was a bit less action, less shooting, killing, especially that big fight in the club,
Yeah.
and more storyline, like you'll take like 10 minutes out of the action,
Yeah.
make it more
Maybe.
realistic. Because think of it, where all these warriors, like 2 dozen warriors, come from? That means like, whoa, now it's overplayed.
Yeah.
But as I said, thank God for his what's it called, his helpers, coming out from nowhere, reinforcement that he didn't know what he's gonna get. And then the one thing that bothered me, that little firecracker was
Yeah.
I mean, you have confidence. It's like a firecracker, like it's almost like a bullet, okay, a firework kind of sense.
Yeah.
So you feel more secure bringing those 3 rods than take somebody's gun. So I'll leave you with that. Go cheaper night. So
Yeah.
you agree with us?
Yep.
You go for $22. Yeah, they're gonna agree with us. Some might, but a lot of them won't. So that's it. So my name is Gio.
I'm Steve.
So
Thank
subscribe.
thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. If you find any value in this, share this with your friends and family. You want to go see this movie?
Yeah, why not?
Let them have a world, like a better view of what they're walking into. And again, we appreciate the following. Have a good day.
So
and
subscribe, press like, and give me your opinion, please, guys. Okay, ciao. So this
share
is
your thoughts
Gio,
down
and
below.
this is
Steven, I hope.
you are.
Right? Or am I the monkey man? Am I the monkey man? No, you're the monkey man, right?
Well, I don't know what my
Maybe we're just
ex-girlfriend
monkey
says,
poop.
but
I don't know, whatever. But hey,
Ciao,
cheapy
guys.
night. Ciao.